Alright, hey, what's up, guys? Here we are, back for another guide. Gonna take a look at this hole. And you can see with what my opponent's doing, I'm gonna probably try to do something similar. What you'll see that I probably try to do is I try to play overly aggressive and maybe try to get to that last island fairway. Even if I don't have the clubs to do so, I still do it. Because the rough is really not that bad of it's not really that bad of a fallback. Because one of the things that you'll see about this is a long iron, no matter how much backspin it has, doesn't really have enough backspin for you to play the shot that is kind of required. So that kind of leaves you two options. You can either try to get it up to the short iron, which is what my opponent's trying to do here. It looks like he actually might do it. So, I could potentially get that same kind of lucky hop, and you can go with Thorn. Now, alternatively, I can essentially, and I have one less driver than him. I'd probably have to go like dead ball to kind of recreate what he just did. But as I mentioned, I'll just essentially try to put it into the rough kind of intentionally. Like, I don't really care if it's in the rough. That's kind of my strategy, because it's very holeable from the rough. So I'd rather be in the rough than the fairway. So you'll see here I'm in the rough, opponent's in the fairway. You're going to get to see two different perspectives of this. So let's see first off if he brought his Thorn, which it looks like he did. So, you can create a full backspin shot here and potentially get the hole out. Now, one of the things that you'll probably see is this guy probably under adjusts. That's the common mistake here. They don't consider enough wind effect. There is a ton of wind effect on this shot. So in terms of his ring adjustment, I don't think 5's enough, which I feel like most people would be prone to going about 5. That's not enough. And it's not necessarily bad for his ring adjustment. What's not enough about this shot is he's not considering enough wind effect. So you'll see that it ends up to the right of the hole. So it's a lot closer to maybe 6, 5.7, I'm thinking. So you need to do some sort of overplay. Similarly, with my machete, we can do more or less the same thing. We need to consider wind effect. So you'll see that I essentially purposefully kind of aim out to the left intentionally before I do my ring adjustment. And I know with this machete, I believe it's very close to 3 from the rough here. So you'll see that I'm about 1 full grid over. So about 1 full grid. And then on top of that, we're going to go essentially 3 per, almost exact. So that's just a little bit more than 3 rings. And then try to shoot for a perfect ball. Looks like I got my perfect ball. So let's see how this looks. It is a little bit light, so it might even be closer to 2.5 per. So you can see I'm also a little bit light. So one more ring, I probably should have went. It's been a long time since I've played that shot, but you can see more or less we're both trying to get that the exact same way. And definitely going to be very makeable. As I mentioned, I couldn't remember exact ring amount. I do think I was definitely light on my ring. I might have also been light on the wind effect as well. So it could be a combination of two things. However, I definitely feel I was light on my ring adjustment, so I would make a revision next time. So you'll see that I offset at least the grid there. And then, maybe somewhere around 4-ish rings would have been more ideal. At 4 rings, we're talking 2.25 per ring. So maybe next time trying 2.25 per ring in that situation. It's going to be much closer to the correct adjustment. But definitely be thinking things like wind effect. It's going to really cause your ball to deflect much more right than you see and more than most guys anticipate for. You'll see the common mistake is the underplay. So, keep all that in mind. Good luck, and I'll see you guys on the next one.